Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Lights are out, and away we go on a journey through a truly unforgettable Formula One season. From the very first corner in Bahrain to the final lap in Abu Dhabi, we were treated to wheel-to-wheel action, dramatic overtakes, and more than a few surprises. Join me as we relive the highs, the lows, the triumphs, and the heartbreaks of a season that will be etched in F1 history. The desert air crackled with anticipation as the lights went out to start the season. Right from the off, we saw a glimpse of what was to become a season-long battle of strategies, raw pace, and nerves of steel. The frontrunners traded fastest laps and daring maneuvers, keeping us all on the edge of our seats. But it was, mentioned race winner, who mastered the conditions, keeping his cool amidst the chaos to take the checkered flag. Jeddah, a ribbon of asphalt winding its way through the city, always promises a spectacle, mention a driver who performed well, delivered a masterclass in precision driving, taming this beast of a circuit. But it was, mention the surprise package of the race, who stole the show with a stunning drive full of bravery and overtaking prowess. From the searing desert heat to the cool autumn air of Melbourne, the championship took us to Australia's Albert Park. This is a circuit that demands both bravery and finesse, a combination that, mention a driver who did well, seemed to find in spades. But Albert Park is a circuit that can bite back, and we saw more than a few drivers caught out by its unforgiving nature. Imola. The very name sends shivers down the spine, a reminder of the sport's unforgiving past, and a true test of a driver's skill and bravery. The teams played their cards close to their chests, the drivers pushing their cars to the limit, dancing on the very edge of control. But Imola also reminded us that motorsport can be cruel, with heartbreak for some and jubilation for others. Miami, a neon-drenched spectacle of speed and glamour. The drivers embraced the Miami spirit, pushing their cars to the limit on a track that winds its way around the iconic Hard Rock Stadium. The Circuit de Catalunya, a track that's as familiar to the teams as their own backyards. This year, Barcelona was a strategic chess match, the teams and drivers locked in a battle of wits. We saw daring undercut strategies, tire management that bordered on the impossible, and drivers pushing their cars to the absolute limit. Monaco, the jewel in the Formula One crown. To conquer Monaco, you need nerves of steel, unwavering concentration, and a little bit of luck. This year, the streets of the Principality were alive with the sound of roaring engines and screeching tires. Baku, a city of contrasts where ancient history meets modern architecture, and where the Formula One circuit winds its way through narrow streets and blasts along high-speed avenues. This year, Baku was a roller coaster ride of emotions with daring overtakes, spectacular crashes, and a safety car that seemed to spend more time on track than off it. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Named after Canada's legendary racing son, this is a track that always delivers excitement. The early stages were dominated by strategic battles, the teams trying to outsmart each other with daring pit stops and tire management. But as the race wore on, the track came alive. Nestled in the heart of the Styrian Mountains, the Red Bull Ring is a circuit that rewards raw speed and bravery. This year, Spielberg was a battle of the titans. The championship contenders went head-to-head, pushing each other to the very limit. Silverstone, the home of British motorsport and a circuit steeped in history. This year, Silverstone delivered another classic with a display of speed, skill, and determination. The Hungaroring, a tight and twisty circuit that's often described as Monaco without the walls. This year, Budapest was a race of attrition, a battle of wits where the teams and drivers had to think several steps ahead. We saw pit stops that made and broke races, daring overtakes, and a few surprises along the way. Spa-Francorchamps. a name that sends shivers down the spine of every racing driver. This year, Spa lived up to its fearsome reputation with weather playing a starring role. We saw sunshine, rain, and even hail, all in the space of a few hours. Zandvoort, a circuit that's back on the Formula One calendar and already a firm favorite with drivers and fans alike. This year, Zandvoort was a sea of orange as the Dutch fans turned out in force to support their hero, mention a driver who did well. Monza, the Temple of Speed. This year, Monza was a Ferrari love affair. The Tifosi, clad in red and filled with passion, created an atmosphere that was electric. Singapore, a city that shimmers and shines, where the Formula One circuit winds its way through the heart of this futuristic metropolis. This year, Singapore was a strategic masterclass with teams rolling the dice with daring pit stops. Suzuka, a circuit that's revered by drivers and fans alike, a true test of skill and courage. This year, Suzuka was a race of two halves. The early stages were dominated by strategic battles, but as the race wore on, the track began to dry, and the drivers could unleash the full potential of their cars. Lusail, the newest addition to the Formula One calendar, a circuit that's as futuristic as the city it calls home. This year, Lusail delivered a race that was full of surprises, with drivers still getting to grips with the new circuit. Austin, Texas, the home of the Circuit of the Americas, and a race that's quickly become a firm favorite on the Formula One calendar. This year, Austin was a battle of attrition with hot and humid conditions, taking their toll on the drivers and cars. Mexico City, a city that lives and breathes motorsport, where the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is a cathedral of speed. This year, Mexico City was a fiesta of speed and skill, with drivers pushing their cars to the limit in front of passionate fans. Interlagos, a circuit that's steeped in history, a place where legends have been made and hearts have been broken. This year, Interlagos delivered another classic with daring overtakes, strategic battles, and a few tears shed along the way. Abu Dhabi, the season finale. This year, Abu Dhabi was a fitting end to an incredible season with drivers pushing their cars to the absolute limit. We saw daring overtakes, strategic gambles, and a few heart-stopping moments along the way. And there you have it, the unforgettable 2024 Formula One season. From the deserts of Bahrain to the glamour of Monaco and the high-speed thrill of Monza, we've witnessed a year of incredible racing. Congratulations to our newly crowned world champion, mention the winner, a driver who has demonstrated throughout the season the grit, determination, and raw talent that it takes to reach the very pinnacle of motorsport. And let's not forget the incredible teams who work tirelessly behind the scenes, the engineers, the mechanics, the strategists, who make this incredible sport possible. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for another unforgettable season of Formula One.